Senior year of high school can be a stressful year for everyone, but nothing is more stressful than competing at Grand Nationals. The road to Grand Nats was long and difficult, but it was definitely worth the time and effort. The euphoria of winning and being among the best high school bands in the country, the feeling of joy because of the blood, sweat, and tears poured out day after day all led to this moment. But I'm getting ahead of myself. In April of my junior year, we learned we would be competing in the Bands of America Grand National Competition. We also learned the theme of the show. We were doing a character show, Scarlet from Gone with the Wind. The music would consist of music from the film Gone with the Wind, as well as the theme from The Prince of Tides. We were all so excited, but we were sworn to secrecy. No one must know until July when they officially announced the show. We received the music for the first movement of the show. The woodwind feature was amazing. It is common to write all over your music in order to keep up with the many aspects of marching band. Then band camp arrived, and along with it, basics. Basics is a terrible form of punishment. We spent 1 week learning how to stand, march forward and backward, change directions, march side to side, and play and march at the same time. Marching and playing is easy compared to some of the others. After basics were finally over, we started to learn the show. The beginning of the show consisted of woodwinds acting like wounded soldiers. We had to drag ourselves around on the hot pavement, and one of my friends actually had to carry me on his back. This was eventually removed from the show, which made me very happy. As school and practice continued, we learned more and more of the show. It was a slow process. Something changed every day, and it made the season very difficult. We really did have 5 different versions of one portion of the music. Not only did the music and drill change, but the staff did too. The music was rewritten over and over by different people, and our drill writer was fired halfway through the season. The entire season was filled with disaster. One boy learned he had cancer before the season began, and he was returning when he could to support us. Later in the season, others began to get sick. The band flu was spreading like wildfire. One girl was rushed to the hospital and learned she had type 1 diabetes. Another girl couldn't eat and threw up often. I had panic attacks. Another boy broke his leg. Another girl's father passed away. Even with all the heartbreak and struggle, we pushed through, because that is what we at Harrison do. We beat the odds and we push through. Finally, the day had arrived. We met at Harrison at 5 a.m. to leave for Indianapolis. It was a long ride, and for some reason, we were late. We stopped to practice at a high school in Indianapolis before driving to the hotel. On my bus, our director read part of Gone with the Wind to us. We watched Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and had karaoke. It was a great trip. When we reached the hotel, we found our rooms and went to bed. We went and did our preliminary performance on Friday. The performance went well, but definitely wasn't our best. We had a rehearsal later that day, and it was a fun rehearsal. The floor was slick, so we were slipped all over the floor. That night, we learned we had made semifinals. The day we had been working toward, the day of semifinals, Saturday. 90 bands performed at prelims, and we were one of the 34 to continue to the next round. We warmed up and prepared for the task at hand. This was the most important performance of the entire trip. Only 12 bands made it to finals, and we had to be one of them. At the end of our warm-up time, our director gave a pep talk. He had us all grab someone else's hand, shoulder, or elbow. He told us how proud he was of our accomplishments during the season. We had overcome so much in such a short amount of time. Then he said, "It's a good thing our show is about the Civil War, because it's time to go to battle." We were all pumped and excited. Then the nerves returned. My heart was pounding in my ears when we entered the stadium. We set up and began the show. Set by set, note by note, the show unfolded. And then, I cried. fantastic run. Our best, actually. We made finals because of this. We won our class with this show. We were one of the 12 that made finals. We won 7th place overall. But the trophies really aren't important. Overall, this was the best experience of my life. I learned so much about myself on the road to Grand Nationals. Marching band teaches a lot of important life lessons, including time management, multitasking, and perseverance. However, the best lesson I learned on this crazy road was that no matter how dark and twisty things may seem, there are people that will help you through it and will ride the crazy roller coasters with you. I learned real friendship, and I will never forget that. So that's the best moment of my life. It started as a long and hard road with many bumps along the way, but every speed bump was worth it. Because where would I be without Scarlett? Frankly, my dear,